What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Monthly RPGs. We're talking about July this time. Let's get started. There's not much going on this month, depending on what you're into. This is kind of a build-up going into the avalanche of non-stop games that'll tear a hole in your wallet and make it cry. June was everyone clearing space for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. July gives a few games the chance to shine in the spotlight before the floodgates are open. So let's give these games their time in the limelight. Let's go. First up is the Final Fantasy XIV expansion, Dawn Trail. Now, as some of you were telling me last month, if you have the season pass or deluxe edition or whatever, you actually got this a few days early at the end of June. But for most, it's available here in the beginning of July. Now look, if you're like me and haven't played MMOs in a long time, or you never played them at all, then this might not seem like a big deal. But Final Fantasy XIV is a big deal. It's been going on for a long time, and the fan base is not only huge but ravenous. Every time an expansion is released, they go nuts. I'm not even gonna try and pretend that I know what the big deal is or what the expansion brings, but I know that the story is a big deal in this game, and they always bring it there. Though my understanding is that the last expansion wrapped up a huge saga, and this is more like a vacation before the next one begins. If you play Final Fantasy XIV, let me know if that's true. If you're into this game, then I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. But if you are not in the game and this piques your interest, the first 100 hours are completely free. So you can give it a shot on any platform, except the outdated Switch, of course. But the expansion hits all those other platforms on July 2nd. Next up is Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. This is a super long running series from Trails in the Sky through a few series arcs into Daybreak. It's 10 games or something before this one. And there are a million people telling everyone where they should start the series, as if there's only one place to start. It's kind of ridiculous. If you start at the beginning of any arc, you should be fine. So yes, this is a decent place to jump in. Daybreak stars a new protagonist and should include some of the best-in-class world building that the series is known for. The sequel already came out in Japan, but it takes a while for Falcom Games to make their way west, so that should also be coming in the next year or so. There are very few, if any, JRPGs that build upon their stories in each entry. So this is something kind of unique and pretty cool. The franchise is like a dark mark on my record, having only played Cold Steel 1. I keep meaning to get back into it, but just never quite make the time. For the series fans, this is super exciting and should mark the calendar for July 5th when this new arc begins on PC, Switch, and PlayStation. And last up is a new Souls-like, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. In Flintlock, you're using magic, guns, and a hammer. Not sure if there are swords or anything else, but you're using all these weapons to take down the gods. These gods have brought enemies from the underworld and are taking over the overworld, and you're gonna stop them. Not sure why, or how, but that's okay. You have a cool, little fox pet thing that runs around and does magic and seems really awesome. It's like a Souls-like went to acrobatic school, or maybe circus school, or gymnast class. That's it. I don't know. But the combat looks really quick, and combined with the fast-paced traversal, it should be fluid and frenetic. Now, they haven't shown any other armor than the one, so it's unconfirmed whether or not Fashion Souls is in play here. But the gameplay seems to be king, so maybe you won't care. It's from the developer who made Ashen, which I've heard is pretty good. And that's all I really know about this game. There is a demo out if you want to try it, but it comes out fully and officially on July 18th on everything but the Switch. So, if you're into one of the long-running franchises, that being Final Fantasy XIV, only 14. Because, Lord knows, we can't be into Final Fantasy. I mean, there's only some that are good, and all the rest aren't even Final Fantasy, right? Or Trails, which, again, you better have played the other 10 games in the series, because you couldn't possibly start a long-running franchise anywhere but the very difficult to play first entry. I mean, that's just silly. Or maybe you're a sucker for Souls-likes, where every game has to be like Dark Souls or it sucks. And really, you'd just rather whine about every game that tries to be Souls but isn't nearly as good as the original. Yeah, so, that kind of limits the potential. Wait, you mean people actually play games because they think they look fun? Or cool? Wait, really? Okay, well, I guess play whatever you want and enjoy it. How about that? Let me know what you enjoy and what you'll be playing down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the like button on the way out. That helps me out a ton. I've got some cool stuff cooking, so look forward to that. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a good one.